Raising shields.
No.
Captain.
Tactical analysis, Mr. Wolf.
52 disruptor banks, 27 photon torpedo bays, primary and secondary shields.
She's a predator.
That's right, we're looking at this Predator, this Legendary Scimitar Romulan Republic Semi-Canon theme build. That was a mouthful. Anyways, we're going to look at her build, explain a few things of what makes this Semi-Canon, because this ship in particular, if I built it in a canon sort of way with weapons and consoles and effects that match what we saw in Star Trek Nemesis, this ship is not going to perform very well. Mostly because the 3 consoles that came with the Tier 5 scimitars are actually very weak. And or very useless, in a way to say. So, I've already covered why these consoles suck in previous videos. So if you want to know more about why, and details and stuff, go watch those videos, which I will have linked. But, I'm going to quickly summarize why. So, Cloak Barrage, there's better ways to shoot your enemies without being detected through traits and all that stuff, which I will actually cover in here. Secondary shields, while the shield has been buffed in the latest update with this Legendary Scimitar, defensively it's nice, but with no bonuses, it's a wasted console slot. And if you kill in this game, sadly, it's, or fortunately, depending on who you ask, shooting your opponents for them to die first before they can kill you is kind of the way this game works. Like, that's just how it is. So, defensive ones, if you can survive normally without sacrificing your damage, that's good. If not, then add a few survivability things. But no, this is not good. And Singularity Distributor Unit, well, it keeps your shields up under cloak, but if you time your cloaking and decloaking properly, this is a pointless console. It's a wasted console slot. And finally, Thaleron Pulse, it's cool, but the damage you can do, while has been improved, you can do way more damage during that 12-second startup time, and also the burn afterwards. But yeah, so we're not using these 3 whatsoever. Alright, so moving on. In the movie, the Scimitar had photon torpedoes, but the way I'm doing this is this Scimitar has been retrofitted in the future with Romulan Republic technology, which at this point, the Romulan Hyperplasma torpedo is very powerful compared to a regular photon torpedo. Now, there is a green photon torpedo, which is Romulan exclusive, so that can match what we saw in the movie inside Mind Game.
I hope this message reaches you. Your cover as a tall Shi'ar.
Yeah, that photon torpedo is green, which is cool, but it's weak compared to this. The Romulan Hyperplasma torpedo is an amazing torpedo, and I'll show that in combat. Next is the cannons. So again, I'm using a cannon build on this cannon, as in C-A-N-N-O-N, because, well, this is what NPC scimitars use, and, well, trying to match cannons, so as in C-A-N-O-N. Sorry, people get that mixed up all the time, I don't know why. So, in the movie, the cannon bolts were slightly green, slightly blue, which I don't know what we're going to use to replicate that, and they call them disruptors, but yeah. In Star Trek, disruptors seem to have been a very catch-all term for anything that other than phaser, which there's mentions that Romulan disruptors are actually plasma-based, but anyways. So we're using Romulan plasmas. Wait, yeah. And the color they produce is somewhat light green, a bit bluish, so that kind of works. As for the rest of the build, it's all meta DPS stuff. So we got the Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector, which is great for criticals. The prevailing innervated impulse engines, this is what makes cannon, these kind of cannons, builds possible, which when activating firing mode bridge officer abilities gives me flight turn rate, which is of course essential for this kind of build. And then mycelial harmonic singularity core and Tilly reviewed pending modified shield. These two with the two-piece set are kind of just, things that gear that's pretty meta right now, so that's what I'm using. Moving on, we got the Lorca's custom fire controls, which you should have, and it has good amount of critical chance increase. Domino, which increases firing haste, extra DPS, very nice. Flagship computer and adaptive emergency systems. The two-piece set from the flagship technologies actually do give a good amounts of buffs and increase the damage, so I'm keeping those. And plus the two-piece set gives some flight turn rate, so that's nice. DPRM, dynamic power redistributor module, essential to any high-end DPS build, so we have that. And the ultimate modified swarm processor and bioneural infusion circuits are for criticals. As for the rest, all of this is plasma vulnerability locators, which increases plasma damage and increases critical chance. So nice. Now I would use Scorpion fighters, but these elite Romulan drone ships are the best kind of hangar pets you can put on a scimitar. So, and again, going by the theme of Romulan Republic, we're upgrading this ship. This is what we're using. And I know I put Imperial Romulan Warbird, but come on, Imperial Romulan Warbird sounds so cool. So let's just say the Spectre was borrowed from the Imperials and made into a Republic ship. So anyways, looking at skills, I'm using Strategist and Intelligence Officer as the specializations because that's just what's best for energy DPS builds. For these personal space traits, we got Good Day to Die, which is, well, you get to use go down fighting at any hulls level, so that's great buff. Cannon training, we're using cannons. Context is for kings is nice for DPS. Duelist Fervor, this one is very nice for increasing damage. Fleet Coordinator, bonus damage, gets more with a larger team. Infiltrator, we're using this for the cloak and for the trait She's a Predator, which I have covered before, and you can look into that if you want to. Maki Tactics, more damage. Projectile training, yeah, we have projectile. Pseudo Submission, this is personally for me for survivability and also so that I'm undetectable. And this is kind of expensive on the exchange, but it's a real nice, really nice trait. As for Starship traits, we got Assault Formation Theta. This allows me to get a high yield torpedo as soon as I decloak, which is also very nice. Mercy Weapon Cycle, that's normal to have on a DPS energy build. Go for the Kill, which allows me to extend my cannon's rapid fire, so I'm using cannon's rapid fire. Improved Unconventional Tactics, bonus damage, yeah. Strike from Shadows allows me to shoot the enemy without getting detected. It's nice. So yeah, this replaces Cloaked Barrage. And I've done She's a Predator. And for Space Reputation traits, this one increases critical severity, this one heals me, this one increases damage, this one increases critical chance, and Tyler's Duality also increases my critical chance. So if you want to know more, well, you can pause in those sections that I skipped. But yeah, sorry, going really rapidly because this is my style. So all the good ones for active space reputation. So this cloaks me, gives me some science boost, but that's not very useful on this build. Extra damage, some defense, and just to cover my tracks, this one. So yeah, and for stations, everyone is a superior Romulan operative, which of course is needed, right? So yeah, it's a very nice build, I think, and just for the fun of it, let's take her to Defense of Starbase One on Elite, which it's fun, yeah. So let's go. Alright, so 2 goals. Survive and complete the objective. Simple, right?
We're prepping for evac of non-essential personnel and civilians.
So being that it's a heavy ship using cannons, you definitely have to watch your engine control, your throttle control, because, well, if you drift too much, you're going to have them behind you, which is not ideal for your cannon placement. And taking advantage of she's a predator and my cloaking ambush, we're going to be cloaking a lot during this. And wow, they took down my drones so quickly. And oh no, not a good time to rubber band, come on. I even checked the router this morning. Even without my dual heavy cannons, those turrets are pretty deadly. Of course, one of the problems is that your plasma torpedoes can damage yourself, so watch out for that. Alright, so first wave was pretty easy to handle, and of course we're going to take advantage of the singularity powers when that's needed.
Reading some heavier ships incoming. Raiders and battle cruisers.
You notice this blue icon thingy? That's the engines coming to work, giving me that extra turn rate that I'm needing. Activating DPRM and all those bonuses, and Domino, of course. Oh, better watch for those escaping ships. So the other goal of doing this video is to update the other one I made a few years ago, or was it just 1 year ago, that desperately needed to be done because that was before I had a good microphone. And also my shipbuilding skills have increased since that time, so yeah, and also Legendary Scimitar was released and the new skin is awesome, so yeah, that video definitely needed an update. Oh, gotta make it all the way over there. So far, so good.
Get into position to prepare for the next assault.
Whew, good timing.
come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting.
Alright, final phase. We can make it through. So I know I usually do something like Elite Argala, but this one's slightly more challenging, so why not, right? Always gotta love some slightly more difficult opponents, so we can actually test these ships. Now, I'm definitely not ready for something like Infected Space Elite, especially solo. I mean, if I do it with a team, that's fine, but solo that? No. I'm not up there yet. Working on it though. So if I were to make this a meta build, I would probably use maybe something like, oh, sorry, not Coalition Disruptors, what am I saying? Spiral Whip Disruptors, yes. Now maybe I could have used Zotvash Disruptors, but those cannon bolts look way too weird. So I don't think that's going to work out for this one. Some more reinforcements. Alright, all ships rescued, let's finish them. The bug of them asking for help after escaping is still there. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and found that using cannons on a slow ship are still somewhat viable if you use certain equipment pieces. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and ring the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Helps out the channel quite a lot, and it's free, so why not? Also, you can contribute to my Patreon if you want to, link in the description, where you also find the link to membership and my Discord server where you can speak to fans and I directly. Alright, see y'all next time. Bye!